Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a close look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fatty Bay. It's day 2 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, and of course it's Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup Day. A big welcome to Nelson Lay and his team from Asian United Food Service. Nelson's a great supporter of racing here in the Top End, and we wish him and his guests all the best at their big function here on Saturday. Like last week, another excellent card of racing has been assembled, with 7 races and some 71 acceptors down to do battle. All bar one race on the day has each-way betting, so it promises to be a tremendous day of racing action. The day's opener, the Sunbuild Pty Limited 3-year-old handicap, gets underway at 12:53 p.m, and in the first, my numbers are 1, 4 and 3. Really looking forward to seeing this horse step out on race day number 1, Lanagira. He's trained by the very much informed Gary Clark and Jared Todd in the saddle. Of course, that combination had a great day here on day 1 of the carnival. They won the Guineas with Autocratic. And Gary's got another smart 3-year-old engaged here. Lanagira has some very, very good form in the southern states to recommend. Having its first start here in Darwin, but it has trialled and won here on the 23rd of June. On that occasion, another bit finished third, and another bit came out and won last week in higher grade. And Lanagira was third in a Group 3 at Caulfield as a young horse, and on that occasion he was beaten by none other than the dual Group 1 winner in Loving Gabby. So he'd only have to turn up and handle this track and do everything right, and he's the horse to beat. Number 1, Lanagira on top. To beat number 4, Grinzinger Brew, another newcomer to Darwin, this one in the stable of Jason Manning. Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Has had the one start here in Darwin and finished 6th on that occasion behind the Trooper. Beaten 5 lengths. I think the Trooper's a pretty smart horse, so I think Grinzinger Brew can improve on that first up run. And in for third, number 3, Defence Attorney from the Tayan Halter stable, Raymond Viger. He's in good form as of late. Raymond actually rode a winner earlier this week in Alice Springs and a winner here last week in Darwin. And Defence Attorney hasn't been racing badly. Its last start was in the Guineas here the other day behind Autocratic. In the first, 1, 4 and 3. The second's the FRM Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Handicap. It's for the 0 to 58 gallopers, and this one over the sprint trip of 1,000 metres. My numbers here are 3, 4 and 1. Was really impressed with number 3, Hustlin' Humph, last time out when winning in the hands of Laurel Crow. Jared Todd goes on this week, so loses nothing there on the score of horsemanship. Its win here was on the 27th of June, ran a very smart time on that occasion. David Bates has this horse in his stable, and I think Hustlin' Humph can go back-to-back. 3 on top for me, ahead of number 4, the Mont, from the Tayan Halter barn, and Vanessa Arnott aboard. Good third here the other day behind Belmont Day. Now, Belmont Day and Hustlin' Humph, they both ran in divisions of an 1,100 metres here last time, and Hustlin' Humph actually ran a quicker time than Belmont Day, and we've certainly got a big opinion of Belmont Day, so I think the Mont's form is right up to putting in a bold showing here. And in for third, number 1, the last start maiden winner, Kowloon Kid, Kim Gladwin for Gary Clark. Numbers 3, 4 and 1. The third's the AFA Insurance Brokers Handicap. 0 to 76 sprint, also over the 1,000. They'll go pretty quick in this. My numbers here are 8, 3 and 1, and Gary Clark again holds the key. He has 4 horses engaged, and I've tipped him to train the trifecta here. With number 8, Silver Melody on top. She was really good here last week behind another bit. Drew on that occasion out a little wide. She's in at 4 this time, and Terry Treichel again in the saddle. She was giving away 2 kilos last time to another bit. 3.5 kilo pull in the weights this time. I think that might be enough for Silver Melody to turn the tables on another bit, who I've got in for second, number 3. Kim Gladwin aboard for Gary Clark. It was really good last week, sat 3 wide the trip and fought on just too strongly for the stablemate. Should race well again. And in for third, number 1, Super Brian, also trained by Gary, and Barry Huppert's in the saddle. Incidentally, Gary's other runner in the race is number 4, Pasito. So I'm tipping the Clark stable to train the trifecta, numbers 8, 3 and 1. The fourth, the Arctic Installations Pty Handicap. This one over 1,300 metres for the 0 to 66 gallopers. Another good field engaged here. My numbers here, 3, 6 and 1. That man again, G. Clark, I've got him on top here with Patria. Jared Todd aboard. Second last time out behind stablemate Trebler. and Petria's racing well in the right grade, I think, here, the 0 to 66 to get the chocolates. So I'm going with number 3 on top. To beat number 6, Rhythmical, smart horse trained by Kevin Lamprick. Good run first up on the course here on the 17th of June, behind Twilight Manoeuvre. Got a long way back on that occasion. Hit the line strongly into third. That was 1100. The 1300 really should suit this horse. First go at the 1300 is probably the only question mark. And in for third, number 1, Don't Wait. Consistent type. Was 5th last week behind another bit, Raymond Viger for Tayan Halter. My numbers, 3, 6 and 1. The 5th is the Merit Partners Handicap. It's over 1200, this one, for the 0 to 58 gallopers. Numbers here, 3, 9 and 2. Going here with number 3, Kid Rock, trained by John Peacock. Terry Treichel aboard. He's had just a 1 start in Darwin this campaign and finished 4th. That was over the 1300 metres. The drop back and trip I don't think will worry Kid Rock, and that was behind Bon Air and wasn't beaten far on that occasion, so I think can improve. To beat over the page, we go number 9, and that is Cleese, trained by Kevin Lamprick. Had the 2 starts in Darwin for 2 good placed efforts behind Escondido and Recording to Win. Back to 1200, I don't think it'll worry Cleese and Ray Viger in the saddle. And my 3rd selection, number 2, Choice Approach. Disappointed me last week when ridden up handy on the pace. I think probably needs to settle off the pace and try and get home late. Jared Todd aboard for Tom Harrower. 3, 9 and 2 in race 5. We move to the feature. It's the Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup. $40,000 plus trophies up for grab, and of course the winner of this exempt from the ballot in the metric mile on the 22nd of July. And my numbers here in a really interesting contest: 2, 5, 6 and 1. Going here with Sava 2XL, number 2, Gary Clark again. Kim Gladwin in the saddle. Was super impressive winning here last time out in the Rowan Cup over the 1300 metres. That was the 27th of June. Has an excellent record in 3 starts at 1600 metres, the trip of Saturday's contest. 3 starts, 2 wins, and really looks to have come back bigger and better as a late 4-year-old. Number 2, Sava 2XL on top for me. Ahead of stablemate Java, number 5, Paul Denton aboard for Gary Clark. Probably just in need of the run last time out, went 4th to the stablemate Sava 2XL. Should be improved for that run. In for third, number 6, and that is Lotion. Went such a good race in the Rowan Cup last time out. 3rd on that occasion. Paul Shires, who of course rode the horse when it won the Alice Springs Cup, goes back aboard. I've got to have it in the mix. And the interesting runner I'm putting in for 4th, number 1, Live and Free. Of course, trained formerly by John O'Shea, now in the Gary Clark stable. Listed in Group 3 placed horse. He's pretty smart, obviously. He's had 25 starts, 5 wins, nearly 400,000 in stake money. First start on the track, always a key, always interesting. But don't be surprised if he comes out and puts in a really bold showing. Numbers in the big one, 2, 5, 6 and 1. In the last, the CJD Equipment Handicap, it's also over the 1600, and it's a 0 to 62 event. My numbers here, 10, 6 and 1. Number 10 on top, and number 10 is Lady Satab. I thought it was a really good run here the other day behind Mr. Boom Jangles. Terry Treichel aboard, as he was the other day for Dick Leach. Hit the line strongly over the 1300. The 1600 really suits, and I like Lady Satab to finish the day on a high. 10 on top for me, ahead of number 6, and that is Billet Doux. Paul Shires goes aboard on Saturday, and this one, of course, trained by Sheila Arnold. 3rd last time out, I thought was slightly disappointing, but can improve. And in for 3rd, number 1, he just won last week when Paul Shires rode him, Count of Essex. Paul's jumped off to ride Billet Doux. I wonder if that's an omen or it'll be the jockeys, as usual, being shocking judges. But Paul's not a bad judge, and Jared Todd takes them out on Count of Essex. Of course, won in the last bound here last week in the last race, and, of course, trained by Gary Clark. 10, 6 and 1. The best bet of the day comes up in the first. Race 1, number 1, Lanagira. I don't think he'll pay much, but by what I saw of his trial win here recently and his form on the board, he should be winning. Race 1, number 1, Lanagira. Well, the best roughie comes up in the last. Race 7, number 8, In Moderation. Race 7, number 8, In Moderation. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again in advance of our next meeting, which is NT Derby Day, Ladbrokes NT Derby Day, the 22nd of July. Also doubles as Ladies' Day. It's about 11 days away, day 3 of the carnival. And in the meantime, good luck and good punting.